what was the thing that they didn't really cover in trade school that you had to kind of figure out once you got out into the field?
I'd probably say the climate. It really be hot outside. It really be hot in those attics. It's
Mm,
different between being in AC, working on AC. That's kind of different, when you in a school program. Most of them
mm.
got warehouses where it's like a model built house or just units sitting outside or something like that to where you could just work on. But it's totally different when you got to walk in the client house and it's 80 degrees in there, and then the wife is yelling at the husband, and then the husband, everybody looking at you when you walk in. Trust me, I don't care what you do when you walk in that house. Everybody looking for you for a solution.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely pressure.
Hey, how's it going? It's Tim Brown, and this is the Plumbing and HVAC Hustle Podcast. And today I've got Willie Ward of, is it Affordable Heating and Air?
Affordable Pro Heating Air.
Affordable Pro Heating and Air. And
Yeah.
we're talking about taking a side hustle to a full-fledged HVAC business and being a business owner. And what was that process like? So, Willie, could you give me a little bit of background, like a 1 or 2 minute of like, this is where I come from and this is what is going on now?
All right. Yeah, I started. I'm 32 now, right now, and at the age 32. I started when I was 19. My mom actually referred me to a program, a trade school. I don't know if they got it anymore. It was like Centaur College. End up getting into trade school. And then after getting out of trade school, I ended up learning the business, working for different companies and branching out on my own now to today. But I did it. I've been doing it for about 12 years now. My daughter is 12, so it's been a long 12 years.
And I know you work your butt off. I know you hustle. I see you on social. I see you sharing jobs in different situations. Do you make a decent living off of HVAC?
Oh yeah, make good money.
All
Make
right.
good money.
It's good to know. I want to hear a little bit about from trade school to just working for somebody else even. What was the thing that they didn't really cover in trade school that you had to kind of figure out once you got out into the field?
I'd probably say the climate. It really be hot outside. It really be hot in those attics. It's
Mm,
different between being in AC, working on AC. That's kind of different, when you in a school program. Most of them
mm.
got warehouses where it's like a model built house or just units sitting outside or something like that to where you could just work on. But it's totally different when you got to walk in the client house and it's 80 degrees in there, and then the wife is yelling at the husband, and then the husband, everybody looking at you when you walk in. Trust me, I don't care what you do when you walk in that house. Everybody looking for you for a solution.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely pressure.
What's the longest you've ever had to stay in a crawl space?
The longest I ever stayed in a crawl space was maybe probably about like 8, 9 hours nonstop.
And like, was it tight? Like, was it small or how big was that?
Yeah, it was small. It was a small one. A lot of older houses. I love duct work, but I can't stand working on older houses.
Mm.
It's just the way it is. You can't fix it, and the stuff that you be taking out is bigger than what the hole is.
I feel like so I did it for roofing. I did 24 hours on a roof and I slept up there just to like solidarity with my roofing brethren.
Yeah,
And I think I want to do 24 hours in a crawl space.
you can do it.
What do you put your butt on like when you're in there? Like when you're like, do you have to like get cardboard and like put it down or like
I
how
mean,
do you?
some people do cardboard. I just go in there raw, raw.
Okay, all right.
Now
Yeah,
I got a cross suit. I'm mature now, so I got to worry about my knees and stuff. I got a
yeah.
bad knee right now, so now I got to wear cross suits and knee pads.
Knee pads. Okay. Just trying to get an understanding of like, and if I like did 24 hours in a crawl space to learn about this experience, would would it have to? It couldn't be like a luxuriously open crawl space, right? It'd have to be like super tight, and I'd have to be like
It don't
this.
have to be super tight, but it can't be luxury. Somewhere like in the mid level.
Okay, I'll find. I gotta find one of those.
Yeah,
I'm probably
somewhere in
gonna
the
really
mid
do that
level.
because it's. I mean, like, it was very fun to do that
I
on the
mean, you
roof.
be up there for under hours, you'll know everything what's going on in the house. You'll see all the plumbing pipe, you'll see
Yeah,
all the gas lines, and you see all the water lines.
yeah.
Yeah.
And when you're in there for 8 or 9 hours, do you bring in like like a sandwich or something like, or you just like you're just like not eating for that long a time?
It depends on what's going on, because if you eat, you get lazy.
Yeah.
It kind of hit different. When I worked for a company, we call them hour watchers. They're like milk the clock,
Yeah.
move a little bit slow. That's why I think in this trade, as far as we like the revolution of this trade, um, be more like split pay to get them motivated for installers, because there's not a lot of feedback for installers, but they are the most important people in the HVAC when you think about it. I mean, of
Yeah.
course, people could troubleshoot and all this stuff, but if the unit is not installed correctly, it won't perform correctly.
Mm. Split pay, how does that work?
Say if me and you installers, instead of you getting paid 14, I'm getting paid $12 an hour. We do a job for about 5 hours. The company done made 30, $40,000. We walk away with maybe 300 between us for the
Mm.
day.
Okay.
Let's go pay those guys 500 a piece, 700 a piece, or 1,000,
Mm.
depending on what the
Hmm.
job load is and what need to be done.
Hmm.
So they're getting that paid per job.
Mm.
And we usually break it down with what my subcontractor per tonnage. So I pay you this for a 2 ton, and then you'll get paid more as the size is bigger.
Okay. Cool. Talk to me about anything else that you did after graduating trade school to kind of get through if you didn't know something, or that first couple years after trade school, usually like people are like looking at you like get it together, like they have high expectations and you're like, I just got out of trade school. Like how did you get over that period?
Actually, when I was in school, my mama AC went out, and I really didn't know nothing. Everybody looked at me in the house while we was all hot. I remember that. That gave me a little bit of motivation, a little bit of fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's another story. While after I finished school, I was still kind of learning, and you want to be careful with this because I done touched some things and got like zapped a few times. So you want to be careful when you're out here because you could really get injured on a job. So I would advise anybody who want to get into HVAC, just make sure you be careful and not trying to be more than what you know. You know.
Mm.
Still a lot of money chasing these transactions. There's still really good outcomes out there for sellers. It's good to have someone like us in your corner because we're not emotional, but guess what? When you're selling your business, it becomes emotional, and so it's really good to have an intermediary, there every step of the way. www.sfpadvisors.com. All the contact information is directly on the website.
Willie, I've got the most important question here for you. Glove or no glove? He's saying no glove. For the people just listening to audio here, he's saying no glove with
No
the amount of
gloves. No
scars.
gloves. We're going in raw. I gotta feel a bar. I gotta have some blood dripping down my hand. I gotta put duct tape around my hand and wrap it around like a band-aid. Hopefully I don't get cancer 20 years from now, from all the damn band-aid duct tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What I guess that like we always put up videos with people doing no, like a lot of the people have no glove that
Yeah.
I'm following people in the trade, and like they're doing no glove and everyone always has something to say. They're always like, "What? We use a glove." And then half the people are like, "No, cuz the glove will freeze to your hand or whatever." I don't know. So,
Yeah.
I'm still learning.
Oh yeah, they must be talking about with if you ain't got a low loss fitting on your refrigerant line when the freon leak out.
Feels like the people I've been shadowing have not had any low loss fittings, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
we just put it on, man. If it
You
leak, it
put
leak.
you put on low loss fitting every time?
No, I don't have
Okay.
any low loss, but I need to
Okay.
buy some more.
Okay.
I would recommend my employees to have it. I don't want them to hook up a gauge and don't. If you don't grab it in time, you ain't gonna better. You gonna have to either put on the glove and bear it through it, or you're gonna lose all the refrigerant.
A low loss fitting is like what, like 35
It's
bucks or something?
yeah, it's about like $30, $20, depending on which one you get. Just look
Seems
up.
like a good investment, but it's always like it feels hypothetical every time I'm talking about it with somebody because they're not actually using it or like whatever. They're on their service calls on somebody else's thing or whatever. Somebody didn't do low loss fitting or whatever.
Yeah,
or the low loss. Anyways, let's move on to the next thing. What are the key steps you transitioned from side work to full fledged HVAC business? What are the steps you took? What did that look like? How long was that transition?
Uh, Probably say side work to full-fledged. I would probably say it took me losing, like getting fired from a lot of companies.
Mm,
I remember my first time doing side work, I changed the capacitor for a client, got $200. I said, okay, cool. Next time I did or I think I did a motor or something or a repair or something, and I made $1,000. I took the rest of the day off and went to go take my kids to get ice cream in the middle of the day. So I was like, yeah. But I always had my mentor. He was always pushing me to be self-employed.
mm,
And here's a funny story. The last job I had, I got fired. The manager dropped me off at my mom's house, and my mentor name is Terry Roberson. I called him. I say, Terry, I got fired. What I'm going to do? And he's military now. He's the Marine. He went to the Marine 2 trips. The first thing he said, the only thing he said, the only thing he said, go sell a unit, and hung up. I said, huh? What? I didn't even start the company yet.
hmm
So yeah, I had some crazy stories.
And from what I understand, you had a lot of intense personal circumstances going on at the time of starting your business.
Yeah, I was a high school dropout. I dropped out of school. I was a couch potato when I
Yeah.
first got into school.
And how did you manage the stress of all this? Because owning a business is not for the faint of heart. And I guess,
I would say a lot of gurus, try to motivate people and try to get them to be what they can be, but it really has to be in you. And I feel like I'm one of the people who has it in me. Like I could drop what I'm doing now and then go into another state and duplicate what I did in this state. That's just how I feel, and it shows in my actions.
absolutely. How have this is kind of a separate subject, but from what I understand, you've experienced some customer bias towards
Yeah.
you. If you're not watching right now, Willie is a black man. But uh, how have you navigated customer
I
biases?
just, I just,
Yeah.
it is bias. Believe it or not, it is bias in HVAC. When you think of HVAC, you think of a, Caucasian man coming to your door, nice tie, button down, clean cut,
Mhm.
So, but I just, even through that, I still be me. You know what I'm saying? My mentor always stressed me. Everything I talk about, I rephrase back to a mentor. It's always good, whatever you do, get a mentor in whatever field you in, someone that's successful or close to successful that could, they could relate to you or tell you something kind of like a fortune teller. Like he knows every
Mm,
you're going through that he's been through and he can explain it to you. It's something magical in that.
absolutely. Do you feel like if there's been any discrimination or anything like that, do you feel like you've had to kind of like address that directly with the customer ever before? Or I guess I'm just curious if you have any stories around that.
I never addressed it directly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to just take it on the chin and learn from it.
Mm,
Be honest with clients. A lot of clients respect me for being honest.
yeah.
Now, whether they choose me at the end of the day, whether it's me, Paul, John, and me for the quote, I don't know. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. But at the end of the day, as long as I did my part, I could, sleep good at night. But it's a
Mm,
lot of that do go around. Some people just don't want to do business with me, and that's fine. That's
mm-hmm.
why my business, I don't like, I don't say I'm black owned. I rather people, like I tell people, like straight up, I tell people, even with other clients that look like me who try to, because I have to worry about that too as well. People that look
Mm-hmm.
like me, oh, what's up, man? Nah, how you doing? Like, give me a handshake. Nah, I'm not your bro. 'Cause you
Mm.
ain't gonna get bro prices. You're gonna get Mr. War prices.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got it all around the board, whether it's
Yeah.
someone who look like me or someone of a different race, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for young black men and women considering a career in HVAC or the trades,
I
I
mean,
guess?
it's a calling for it right now. It don't matter what you is. You could be purple, you could be the color of the Ninja Turtles. If you
Hmm.
know how to turn a wrench and fix something and you're honest and reliable, they're gonna call you. We
Hmm.
at a time right now where companies are darn near billionaires. They're not worried about customer service no more. They already done made the money.
Hmm.
Everything is sales driven. So if you could come in, give them a decent price, do the work, you can make a good living. It's still some money left over on the table.
Hmm.
It's a high demand. So I would say I'm getting a lot of DMs from young people. Only thing I could tell them is to learn the trade, master it, get your things in place, and go ahead and rock and roll. But first is learning that thing. You have to learn it.
Hmm. How about for somebody who feels stuck or unsure in their career paths? Do you have any words of wisdom for somebody who's
I would probably say switch your processes.
hmm,
Sometimes it's a bunch of egos. Like me, I could take good constructive criticism. Maybe I
hmm,
might be doing something wrong. That's why I post a lot on the Facebook.
yeah,
Sometimes I'm entertaining, sometimes I'm not. But if I read it, I might end up like, hey, maybe he's right. So
hmm,
that would be most of the time, mostly egos and changing systems. Some people not new, some not accustomed to new things or changing
hmm,
certain systems. I always change my systems. As a reason why I got almost 200 5-star reviews on my own. So I want to do the same thing. Whoever come up under me, my process is they're duplicating me because
hmm,
it all started with me.
hmm. Um, some random ones here, but what's the most important lesson you've learned about money management as an entrepreneur?
Ooh, woo. I got 3 words for you: the I, the R, and the S.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
good.
absolutely. And if
Yeah.
you don't know, you're finna know.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's a side hustle. Sometimes you can get away with some stuff.
Yeah.
And then once
When
you
you
kind
become
of,
mainstream in business bank accounts and stuff like that, there's no hiding the money. They know it's coming.
yeah. I love that meme that's like, it's it's just funny, like when the IRS,
Hold
they
on.
won't,
As I talk,
yeah.
as I talk, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
you
Get it.
can't you can't hide the money.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the weird part about it is you get employees and you're like, they're like, where does this money go? It's like, well, one, to me, but two, to the IRS.
Yeah,
There's a lot of money that goes to the IRS.
yeah,
It's a different world out here.
yeah. That's absolutely.
Um, yeah, and oh, there's a meme that's like, it's just funny because they know what you're supposed to send them, but then if you send them the wrong amount, then they'll come after you, and you'll
Yeah,
get, they'll fuck with you. So it's like, geez, like just tell me what I owe then, because we're
yeah.
supposed to come up with it.
They already know.
Yeah. Um, I guess like just any other things, the main topic here for this podcast is around going from side hustle to, full-time business ownership. So any other tips or processes, like if somebody was trying to do that, they're trying to move this from side hustle to main business. Maybe they're side hustling right
I would
now.
probably recommend you surrounding yourself around more likely people. Some
Yep.
people that may be doing what you're doing. They may not be in the same state, but I have people I could pick up the phone and call. You have to
Mhm.
have that. You
Yep.
have to have people you could pick up the phone and call, and something needs to be handled is handled. That's the
Hmm.
only way you could progress in this field or any field you're doing or any business you're doing.
Yeah.
You got to have a good networking partners that can help you with certain things you may not know. And it's always true what they say. It's not what you know, it's who.
Hey there, are you a home service business owner that's tired of your answering service just kicking the can down the road? Well, we can help. Pink Collars will assign a dedicated, supported, and trained individual to answer your phones, emails, texts, and even more. Give us a call at 888-325-7465, or better yet, check us out online, www.pinkcolors.com.
Do you pay for any of those relationships? Do you have between mentors and paying for stuff, do you ever pay for consulting for anyone or anything like that?
I haven't yet, by the blessings of God. That's why I'm so knowledgeable. I've been
Yeah.
placed, God put me in certain places, in certain rooms that I wasn't supposed to be in. So I always took advantage of that. That's why I started the Mimi War, so everybody can engage.
Mhm.
When I first did the first Mimi of Victor, I think that was when his first Profit Rocket, and then he ended up giving me tickets. And I came there, did my dance on the stage, and I got famous ever since then. Since I did my dance, won me some tickets too.
That's funny, dude. Talk to me about what happened there
With
with all
what?
that. Like for those people that weren't there or didn't see the whole meme war, what happened?
From the beginning or the fight, or like in the middle, like.
Let's start from the beginning. I mean, like a couple minutes for the whole story, but like give us the quick version of the story.
Okay. Yeah, because I always did like memes and pictures and stuff like that, make crop
Yeah.
myself out of pictures and stuff like that. So when I met Victor, I just thought it was funny just to make a picture of him or me, like as a funny picture, and then
Yeah.
it just went spiral. People started liking it. Then me and him got into it a little bit later on down in our relationship, and it got a little fire, got a little zesty,
Yeah.
But yeah, me and him good, man. It all is. Sometimes it's good to laugh. Sometimes we be in work mode so much. It's good to have a little laugh, a little kickback laugh.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think like it was kind of fun to watch you guys go back and forth, and then I got a little serious. So I was like, I hope that they're good, that type of thing. But
Yeah.
you know, my next meme is gonna be making fun of you calling them memes. To be honest with you. But
Ah, man, I'm
okay,
getting old, man. I'm getting old, man.
it's like a GIF and GIF. Like, do we really know the answer? Is it a GIF? Is it a GIF? Who knows? So, a little speed round here at the end. We got hot takes and cold trends. So the hot take, what's a opinion that you have on the HVAC industry that might be seen as controversial, but you think it's true?
I'll probably say the most controversial thing is it's the TXV. That's the only answer. It's the
Tell me,
TXV.
tell me more about that. What is your opinion
If
on that?
if they're watching it now, everybody know it's the TXV. Whatever the problem is with the HVAC, it's the TXV. Remember that.
Give me some context for a guy that doesn't really know that much.
You won't understand it. You have to join the field and
Yeah.
have a TXV problem. It's the TXV. It's the only thing. So it's like a joke.
Yeah.
When people don't know that shit in HVAC, they
Yeah.
always blame it on the TXV. If the unit's not working right, it's the TXV.
Yeah.
It's low on Freon, it's the TXV. If the fan motor don't damn work, it's the TXV.
Yeah.
If the thermostat is fucking blank, it's the TXV.
All right. I like it. Okay. It's good to know that it's a joke.
So if you see a repair bill that says TXV, it's not really the TXV. It's something else.
Okay. It's good to know. And cold trends. What's something people are spending time, money, energy, or effort on that they should stop spending that on?
I'll probably say these fake girls. You need to stop spending money on them and just change on. Look yourself in the mirror. Most of your problems is yourself. It's not people that you can find and think you're going to make $1 million. You're not going to do 10 million by next year. Not.
Mm-hmm. Unless we're at 8, maybe. Well, I really appreciate you being on, Willie. This is a refreshing episode. This is fun. I hope you had a good time. Thank you for spending the time with us. Where can people check you out on the internet?
You could check me out on Instagram, Affordable Pro HVAC, in Charlotte, North Carolina. You can check me out there on Instagram, and you can check me out on Facebook, or you could check my TikTok out. It's Affordable Pro HVAC on TikTok. I got a lot of followers on that one.
Really? What have you been seeing that works over there? Like, how have you been getting
I
in?
just
Yeah.
started my content creating. I say about 3 4 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I just posted content every week. Um, Engagement mostly is engagement. We get people that engage with you and keep saying. If they keep saying it, if you keep doing your podcast, it keeps on it. Just like how Victor does and everybody else does, just shove it down your throat. They has no choice but to listen. Some people
Mm,
gonna listen, some people not, but you'll gain a crowd. Just think of a small room, and you got 100 people in the room. It's kind of crowded.
mm. No, absolutely. I like the 100. Like, if you have 100 true fans, it gets
Yeah.
spread too. Like if you really get 100 people that are interested in what you got. How have you been getting business, man? Like, what's been working for acquiring new customers? Where are your customers coming from now?
All my customers, I'm gonna be honest with you, is organically. I haven't did any advertising yet because I'm still in the middle of rebranding. But right now, I'm thinking about just doing a little bit of advertising this wintertime and roll around, give it one more summer season too. Because my goal is to have a certain amount of revenue before I really expand and start doing what I need to do. But right now, it's just getting things in place. But really, it's just, I give it to you like I tell everybody else. Chick-fil-A. When you think about Chick-fil-A, what do you think about?
Customer service,
Customer service. What else?
anti-gay,
What else?
Christian, pretty damn good sandwiches.
Okay, product.
Yeah,
Customer and product.
yeah,
You give the client good customer service, follow through with a product, give them a solution, and then repeat.
yeah.
Before you know it, you have a thousand client base, and now you're busy.
So you get a lot of customer referrals.
Yeah, customer referrals from anywhere. All my platforms and Facebook, and just through my clients as well.
So when you get them from your customers, do you ever ask for referrals from current customers?
No, I don't ask. I just give them good customer service. But before I give them a call, I say, if you know anyone, just refer them to me. But I make
Mm,
sure they love the service first before I speak of any referrals.
yeah.
But more of it just organically, man. You treat people good. We're in a time right now where there's a lot of shady work going on for high price, and people are paying and getting ripped off. So I done
Mm,
heard horror stories with contractors running off with the money.
mm-hmm.
So if you can stick through, you don't have to be cheap. Long as you know your hustle, know your grind, charge what you need to charge, what you think is reasonable, be fair, be honest, they're gonna go with you.
Mm,
And also, if something go wrong, showing character of coming back and not arguing with the client, they'll respect that more as well. And it builds
mm.
character in you.
Hate to bring down the vibe, but there's a little bit of a contraction in the overall home services market right now. Have you felt that at all, or is the growth that you've been experiencing offset any like apprehension or like
I would
customers?
probably say it's a transaction. I mean, everything is on the internet now. People got more availability. It's a lot of people getting into it, so they got more options. Used to be just one or two quotes. Now it's like 5 or 10 quotes. But
Mm,
it's very important while you're in that house to close that deal.
yeah. Do you have any quick tips for closing more deals? I mean, that you felt like really worked for you?
I would probably say if you're on the phone or in front of the client, just being honest and transparent. All my repairs, I always be said before I get on the phone, I said on my service call, I charge this X amount of dollars for me to come out, but we don't repair anything till I show pictures and videos.
Mm-hmm.
So I be transparent with them. So whatever I say needs to be done, you will have it on your phone or email with model and serial number. Just being transparent with them. They respect you more with being transparent. So if someone comes behind you and say something different, then it's like, oh, let me go ahead X him off.
Mm,
Now they'll call you back.
okay.
Because
That,
if
yeah.
you think about it, just sometimes listen to the clients.
Yeah.
If you come behind another company, more than likely they don't know nothing about the unit.
Mm,
when I asked him, "Oh, what size the unit is?" Well, I don't know. Did he tell you what size? No. Can you check your email? Oh, let me check. Just a simple verbal communication or a text message and tell them what it is.
Feels like because a lot of people want to push everything to replacement, there's opportunity there. If you're doing repairs and you care and you're not doing it, because I think a lot of the bigger companies have to, they think of it as like, if I paid $400 to get my phone to ring, I got to make every call pretty lucrative. So it's
Yeah.
like when you do a basic service call, let's say, for you, just to get a sense, like, what are you charging for like some of those basic things, like,
Let's say, for instance, my service call on the weekday is $90.
okay.
Okay. Passive gone bad. That's $350. So average somewhere around 400 to 500 per call minimum.
Okay.
That's the basic thing.
Well, and that can be very profitable as a smaller business, but for a bigger business, they might think of that as like, that's not that great or
Yeah,
whatever.
because they got an overhead. They got a massive overhead. But that's
Yeah.
not my goal to create it so massive. I
Well,
want to control my money. I
yeah.
don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. I got other things going on. I'd rather be comfortable around 3-4 mil, grossing a good amount of money take home. Before you know it, you could be a millionaire in about 5 to 8 years.
Yeah.
You got a choice to sell the business or keep the business or have someone to step in.
There's a lot of opportunity if you're willing. I say play small ball to win big.
Yeah.
I think it's like there's a lot of opportunity if you don't need to like make every last call the most profitable call of all time.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of opportunity in being that value priced option. And I think and then slowly moving it up from there, right? Like you
Yeah.
can move it
Of
up.
course, you got to build the
Yeah,
clientele.
like
Yeah.
I bet you some of those first service
Yeah.
calls were like $200, like you're doing like,
Yeah,
and then
yeah. I
yeah,
have been increasing and weeding off the people that's not for me.
yeah.
Now it is what it is.
It's okay
And
to not sell everything, like it's okay to like have some deals that go
yeah, it's
away.
okay to prepare, but more option if it's like we give them options, I give like on all my stuff, I give clients options A through Z. Before I leave that house, I don't want to know checked off all my lists. New unit, repair. New unit, repair. Give them
Mm-hmm.
options. Let them choose, because if that repair fail, who they gonna go back with? I'm already $2,000 in the repair. It didn't
Yeah.
work. I got $2,000 of your money. How about we settle this? Let's go get a new unit, and I put 1,000 to that $2,000 you just gave me.
Like that, man. Well, Willie, I learned a lot from you today. Thanks for explaining to me that it's just the TXV.
It's the TXV, man.
It's a
I think you posted on the HVAC page and say it's the TXV. Oh, watch how the comments go crazy.
Oh, well, thank you, brother. Thank you for all the memes. Thanks for all the fun. And let me know how I can be of service to you in the future, and appreciate you being on the show. The podcast is put on by hookagency.com. Hook Agency all over social media. Can you say where we can find you one more time?
You can find me on Facebook, Willie Ward, and you can find me on TikTok, Affordable Pro HVAC.
All right. Thank you. See you guys.
All right,